Hello, welcome back everybody. This is the next video in a series on which vehicle is best to live in for full timing. In this video we're going to look at cargo trailer conversions. Last video we talked about camper trailers in general, but both bumper pulls and fifth wheels. But this time I wanted to look at just the cargo trailer conversions. And I thought they were unique enough, had enough specific things about them that were different that it was worth looking at as a separate video. One of the great things about cargo trailer conversions is that it's a real affordable way to get into a trailer. Cargo trailers in general, even brand new, you can get a brand new cargo trailer for less than a decent camper trailer. So that can be a great option for you if you're on a tight budget and looking to get into a new trailer or even a used one, but want to keep it cheaper than, by the time you get into inexpensive camping trailers, they're usually, in many cases, they're pretty beat. And you probably don't want them at that point. As far as reliability, the trailer itself, there's really not much to break, Yeah, a couple tires, maybe brakes, depending on the size of it, and axle, and that's about it, You've got a coupler, of course, on the tongue, and so there's just not too much to them. Anything else you put in them in terms of the build and stuff is stuff you put in so you know where it is and how it's done and how to fix it. And that's a big deal when you start comparing that to a custom-built cargo trailer conversion to a traditional camping trailer, where it's a nightmare to do a lot of the maintenance and repairs on the systems that are in it. So that can be a real advantage to a cargo trailer conversion. It's also a blank slate, which means basically you're buying an empty box. You can design it however you want. You can make it as simple and minimalist as you like, or as fancy and frilly and Vardo style as you like. You can put in a refrigerator or not. You can put in a full bathroom or not. It all depends what you want to do. So you can build it the way you want it and it meets your needs. Cargo trailers, like with other camping trailers, they're great if you can set up for a while, if you're setting up for an extended period of time, because you drop the thing, chalk it, level it out, and you don't have to worry about it. You can take your tow vehicle into town to do your errands and stuff, and you don't have to worry about moving your house and having to store things and stow things before you operate. Height is good. I don't know if it's probably the smallest ones you're not going to be able to stand up in. Many cargo trailers you're going to be able to stand up in. You get 6 or 7 foot height. And that's a big deal for people like me. I have a back injury, and having to bend over is a problem. So it's really nice to be able to stand up and walk around in your home on wheels. And comfort, again, like with a blank slate, that you can build it the way you want it. So you can make it just as comfortable as you want it to be, by whatever definition of comfort you have. If you want a comfortable chair, you can put in a comfortable chair. If you want a smaller or larger bed, you can do that. You can build it exactly the way you want it. When I had a cargo trailer conversion, I wanted a good kitchen, so I put in a 5-foot kitchen counter. I had a better kitchen than most RVs, and very expensive RVs. So you can do it the way you want it to meet your comfort levels, and so you can make it a very comfortable home if you want to go that route. Bad stuff or not so great things with cargo trailer conversions. Ironically, the blank slate can be a challenge because you're starting with nothing, and everything you want in there, you have to figure out how to build and put in there. That can be good, but it can also be a challenge. It can be intimidating when you have to figure out, how you want to do those things. So it can go both ways. Moisture and condensation can be a problem with cargo trailer conversions. You definitely want to consider putting in windows and roof vents so you can keep the airflow going. But just the breathing, and then moisture from cooking, and then if you're running a catalytic propane heater, you get moisture from that during winter, and so you can be a problem with condensation. So definitely worth paying attention to that and designing for airflow so that you can keep some airflow going when you're using it as a living space. For a stealth, a cargo trailer is basically going to look out of place anywhere that you don't expect to see commercial vehicles, I guess. You're not going to be as sneaky in a Walmart, for example, as you're going to be in just a van. Doesn't mean you can't do it. Doesn't mean you're not going to get able to do stealth camping. It just means you're probably not going to be as sneaky as I can be in my minivan, for example. So you're going to want to be more focused on legal parking places. The doors in cargo trailers can also be a challenge. They're designed to lock from the outside, latch from the outside, because it's a cargo trailer. People don't ride in cargo trailers. So you either need to figure out a mechanism to latch it from inside and then latch it from outside when you're outside, or replace the doors altogether. Had I kept the cargo trailer conversion I had, that was actually my plan, was to replace the exterior doors altogether with new doors and make them more like normal doors, just because I wanted to be able to properly seal and lock a door from inside and outside, as well as to put on screening and stuff. Security could be a concern for some people. If you're in your trailer at night or whatever, and somebody comes in a camp and you're not comfortable and you want to leave, you have to exit the trailer to get into your tow vehicle to drive away. You can't just jump from the back of the van into the front seat of the van and take off. So I don't want to scare people off. I've never really had a problem in the time I've been on the road. But if that's something you're concerned about, wanting to be able to exit a camp quickly in case of a security threat, it's something to think about with using a trailer. And, finally, it's a trailer, so you got to set it up every time. You get the hang of it after a while. I got to where I could set up or break down the trailer in 20 minutes or less without trying too hard. But you do have to do it. So if you're planning on breaking camp a lot and you're moving around a lot, you may find it to be a hassle having to set up and break down the trailer every time you need to change camps. So that's going to depend on your personal preferences for whether the other value of the trailer outweighs that. As far as my recommendations, if you're looking at a cargo trailer conversion, definitely consider the age and condition of the trailer. Make sure it's in good shape, especially if it's older. Make sure the roof's not leaking, that sort of thing. Also, make sure you measure it and it's going to fit. Like, the one I had was supposedly 6 by 10. It was close to 10 feet in length. It was not 6 feet in width. The 6 feet in width was like to the wheels, which were wider than the body of the thing. So inside, it was a little over 5 feet, which meant I couldn't put a bed sideways. I could only put a bed lengthwise. So something to definitely be aware of. Get those measurements inside, length, width, and height, before you make a decision on buying a cargo trailer, to make sure it's going to fit what you want to do with it, how you plan on designing it. But other than that, but that's about it for cargo trailer conversions. It can be a great option if you're a little bit handy and willing to build it out the way you want it. It can be a cheap way to get into a solid trailer, and you can make it exactly the way you want it. So that's pretty cool if you're up to the challenge of doing that. If you're not wanting to do all that stuff, maybe you want to look at a traditional camper trailer if you're looking at trailers. And again, as far as trailers in general, applies to cargo trailers as well. My opinion, they're best suited to those cases where you're going to be going somewhere, staying for a while. If you're moving every couple days or every day especially, I just think that's too much hassle. But that's my perspective. So maybe that won't bother you. But something to think about, how often you plan on moving the trailer. And again, also where you plan on taking it. Do you plan on taking it down BLM and Forest Service roads where you don't know what you're getting into and you have to stop and drop the trailer so you can go explore or see, or risk having to back the trailer up a couple miles down a bad road or whatever? But it can be a great option. I had one before. I would not rule out doing it again in the right circumstances. Right now, I don't think it suits my needs the best, but I definitely would not rule it out for the future. I hope this information helps you out and gives you some, ideas for whether a cargo trailer conversion may or may not work for you for full timing. Meanwhile, if you haven't subscribed already, you may want to hit the subscribe button and that little bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. This is right about in the middle of a series on which vehicle is best to live in, so you may want to catch all those. And I'll also put a link in the description to the playlist for this video series, so you can check them all out if you like. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in the next video.